Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om. Narada Bhakti Sutras. The Narada Bhakti Sutras are attributed to the sage Narada, detailing the path of selfless love and devotion, bhakti, to Bhagavan. It is comprised of 84 sutras. The text outlines bhakti as the highest, easiest, and most blissful path to liberation, emphasizing constant remembrance, service, and detachment from worldly craving. How then can a devotee practice his devotion when he is distressed by bereavement, when he suffers loss of wealth, when he is shorn of name and fame? This beautifully explains how. Lokahanau chintana karya niveditatma lokavedashilatvat. Lokahanau chinta na karya nivedita atma loka veda shilatvat. No worry or anxiety should be entertained at the worldly losses, as it is the nature of a true devotee to constantly surrender his limited self and all its secular and sacred activities to the Lord of the heart. Narada Muni boldly declares that even when beset by trials and misfortunes, when obstacles block the path, still devotion is easy. Indeed, love is superior to all other yogas. He reassures the practitioner that the path of love frees them from psychological anxiety regarding societal expectations. A true devotee has offered his body, mind, soul, social standing, and religious duties to God. Therefore, any worldly loss or public criticism no longer affects him. Since everything belongs to the divine and the responsibility of the devotee's well-being shifts entirely to the divine. Na tat siddhau tat asiddhau loka vyavaharo heyah kintu phalatyagah tat sadhanam chakkaryam eva. Na tat siddhau tat asiddhau loka vyavaharah heyah kintu phalatyagah tat sadhanam cha karyam eva. As long as supreme devotion is not fully realized, one must not abandon worldly duties. Instead, one must perform them while renouncing their fruits alongside practicing devotion. Narada Muni introduces a crucial balance to the previous verse. While the previous verse stated that a perfect devotee transcends social rules, Sutra 62 warns the seeker or sadhaka not to prematurely fake the state. Dropping your job, family, or social duties before your heart is genuinely filled with divine love leads to hypocrisy and spiritual downfall. The solution for this is, until full devotion awakens, you must practice karma yoga, performing your daily duties responsibly but giving up attachment to the results, phalatyaga, dedicating everything to God. Once that is done, the bhakta wastes no energy or spends any anxious enthusiasm over the various happenings in life, tragedies or glories that may come to him. They are all his, the divine. The bhakta remains free and serene, discovering fulfillment in his total and complete surrender unto Lord of his heart. Stri dhanana नास्तिकवैरिचरित्रं न श्रवणीयम्. स्त्री धन नास्तिक vairi charitram na shravaniyam. Sadhakas, seekers should not listen to descriptions of women, wealth, atheists and enemies. Which means one should not listen to the stories or conversations regarding sensory pleasures, wealth and the lifestyles of atheists. Sage Narada highlights how external inputs impact internal devotion. The mind acts like a sponge, listening to the gossip about wealth, lustful relationships, or skeptical arguments fills the subconscious with materialistic desires. These are spiritual distractions which are to be avoided. These topics agitate the mind, pulling it away from absolute peace, Shantarupa, and breaking the focus needed for steady devotion. When we enter into the river of the world outside, let us put on a lavish coat of Narayana oil upon our minds so that we are not directly touched by whatever comes in contact with us. In this world, our ears are filled with descriptions of women, wealth, and other disturbing conversations. No one can escape them. Let it never be absorbed by the mind. Remain forever Narayana centered. Abhimanadambhadikam tyajyam. Abhimana dambha adikam tyajyam. Pride, vanity and such other negative urges of the mind should be given up. Narada Muni continues with the methods of practice. How can love be cultivated and developed? How can we grow in our devotion? He tells us, give up, cast aside all pride, vanity, hypocrisy and jealousy. These negative urges shrivel our personality and definitely choke our spiritual growth. He targets the deep-seated mental obstacles that block divine love. Pride or abhimana makes a person feel self-sufficient and superior. This directly blocks humility, which is essential for total surrender to God. Vanity or dambha causes a person to fake spirituality for social praise, ruining internal authenticity. Listening to talk of wealth and sensory pleasure naturally feels pride and vanity. To protect the tender plant of devotion, a seeker or a sadhaka must aggressively root out these ego-driven tendencies. Tadarpitakhilacharah san kamakrodhabhimanadikam tasminneva karaniyam. Tad arpita akhila acharah san kama krodha abhimana adikam tasmin eva karaniyam. Having dedicated all actions to him, even desires, anger, pride and other such emotions should be directed only towards him. Narada Muni offers a highly practical psychological tool. Rather than trying to forcefully suppress natural human emotions, which often fails, a devotee should sublimely redirect them toward Bhagwan. Desire, that is kama, one should transform worldly desires into a passionate longing to see, serve and love the divine. Anger, which is krodha, one should direct anger toward the obstacles blocking your spiritual progress or feel angry at yourself for forgetting Bhagwan. Pride, which is abhimana, one should take pride solely in the fact that you belong to the divine, eliminating material ego. By centering every thought and emotion around the divine, the mind becomes naturally purified and anchored in devotion. त्रिरूपभङ्गपूर्वकं नित्यदास नित्यकान्ता भजनात्मकं प्रेमकार्यं प्रेमैव कार्यम्. त्रिरूपभङ्गपूर्वकं नित्यदास नित्यकान्ता भजन आत्मकं प्रेम कार्यं प्रेम एव कार्यम्. Going beyond the three factors of experiences, love consisting of constant service, as in the case of a devoted servant or wife, that alone should be practiced. In short, after shattering through the three material modes of nature, one should practice pure love of Bhagavan, remaining perpetually in the mood of an eternal servant or an eternal lover. Love alone should be practiced. Narada Muni concludes this section on the characteristics of devotion with an emphatic command to focus solely on unconditional love, which is prema. Ordinary actions are driven by sattva, goodness, rajas, passion, or tamas, ignorance. True bhakti requires breaking past these material motivations. You do not love God to get a reward, out of fear, or for intellectual pride. Sage Narada highlights the two highest forms of personal devotion. Nitya Dasya, viewing oneself as an eternal servant of the Divine Master. Nitya Kanta, feeling the profound intimacy of a dedicated lover or spouse toward the beloved. By repeating Prema Karyam, Prema Eva Karyam, love should be practiced, love alone should be practiced. Narada Muni drives home the point that nothing else matters in the end but the purity of your devotion. This section is about glory of the path. Bhakta ekantino mukhyaha. Bhakta ekantinaha mukhyaha. Devotees whose sole single goal is the Lord Himself and whose single-pointed devotion towards the Lord is for its own sake are the primary best. Which means the sadhakas who possess single-minded, exclusive devotion are the foremost among all spiritual practitioners. Narada Muni defines the highest tier of spiritual seekers, calling them Ekantino Bhaktas or single-minded devotees. Eka means one, Anta means end or goal. These devotees have no mixed motives or feelings. They do not seek wealth, liberation, social status, psychic powers. Their only desire is to love and serve the divine. In the spiritual hierarchy, Narada Muni places the unalloyed lovers of Bhagavan above great scholars, severe ascetics, and powerful yogis because their hearts are completely unified with the divine will. Without exception, such divine souls are exclusively attached to the Lord. Their love is not even a means to the end, or it is not even the yearning for liberation or mukti. Their existence has no other purpose except to seek, discover, and remain in oneness with Bhagavan. कण्ठावरोधरोमाञ्चाश्रुभिः परस्परं लपमानाः पावयन्ति कुलानि पृथिवीं च। कंठ अवरोध रोमांच अश्रुभिः परस्परं लपमानाः पावयन्ति कुलानि पृथिवीं च. When the devotees, with throats choked with emotion, body covered with horripilation, and tears flowing down, converse with each other in broken words, they sanctify their family and tribe. The very earth itself they come to glorify. Simple words, conversing with one another with throats choked with emotion, hair standing on an end, tears pouring down their faces. Such devotees purify their families and the entire earth. Narada Muni illustrates the intense physical and emotional symptoms of supreme divine love or bhava. When pure devotees meet, they do not speak of mundane or worldly affairs. They speak exclusively of the divine. This causes physical signs of spiritual ecstasy, choked voices, goosebumps, and tears of joy. The presence of these selfless, loving souls emits a powerful spiritual vibration. Sage Narada declares that they do not just elevate themselves, their mere existence purifies their entire ancestral lineage, Kulani, and brings auspiciousness to the whole planet, Prithvi. तीर्थी कुर्वन्ति तीर्थानि सुकर्मी कुर्वन्ति कर्माणि स्वच्छास्त्रि कुर्वन्ति शास्त्राणि. तीर्थी कुर्वन्ति तीर्थानि सुकर्मी कुर्वन्ति कर्माणि स्वच्छास्त्रि कुर्वन्ति शास्त्राणि. They sanctify the sacred places of pilgrimage, add glory to actions, and lend authority to the scriptures. Narada Muni reverses the common understanding of spirituality. Usually people go to holy rivers or temples to get purified. He states that the highest devotees actually purify the pilgrimage sites themselves. Temples and holy sites absorb the negative energies of materialistic visitors. When a pure devotee steps into these places, their intense devotion recharges the spiritual atmosphere. Any mundane task a devotee performs becomes an act of worship, sukarma, removing the binding effects of karma. Books cannot speak. A pure devotee embodies the truths written in the scriptures, serving as a living proof that the texts are real and attainable. It is these mighty men of realization who move about tenderly serving humanity and joyously discussing the ecstasy that they feel, that add a secret glory to all actions and who lend the compelling authority to the scriptural texts. Tanmayaha Tat Mayaha, for they live absorbed in him. The seeker may wonder whether Narada is not claiming too much importance for these supreme bhaktas. Here the Sutrakara himself removes his doubt with the assurance that these souls are one with the divine. They are full of him. Lord alone has come to refill their bosom, from wherein the ego has been renounced, wherein the mind and its lust are dead and gone. Such saints are the walking gods upon the earth. Their body has become the true temple of the Lord. These devotees, ever praying in the sanctum sanctorum of their own hearts for the welfare of all, move about in the society, naturally unconscious of themselves and how others consider them. People go to Gaya to prostrate at the Bodhi tree, not because the tree is great, but because Buddha sat there. The tree is great because of the Lord Buddha, and Gaya is sanctified because Gautama rediscovered his immortality there. A devotee soaring into the highest peaks of love is an occasion of universal love and auspiciousness.